things. We must put in place institutions. We must implement solutions that will help us to grow. Without those things, I keep insisting there can be no magic wand that will make Nigeria develop overnight. It is not possible. The reforms are taking place. Are the reforms bearing fruit as quickly as we want? No. Of course, we're impatient. I'm impatient. See, I suffer like the average Nigerian suffers because I provide my electricity most of the time. I drive on very terrible roads. My income is not enough for me, just like many of us. But since 1999, I think our situation has improved somewhat. Better than it was when the military was in power. If we want to forget that part of our history, the time when the military men were in power, and then all of a sudden think that we should be as developed as the countries that were ranked above us, I think it's wishful thinking. We need hard work. We need to do the right things. We need to build the right institutions. And when you ask such a question, it creates the environment for blanket statements like we're not developing at all, we're not doing things right at all, we're not doing that. If you look at the situation in the country, there are some state governments that are gradually changing how their states are governed.
Let's do a little bit of digression.
Okay.
If we say that we're not this at all, we're not that, it is all down to perception. Mm-hmm. And those who are answering questions for surveys, they will give facts, and at times those facts are based on perception as well. And the perception in Nigeria today is that we're not doing well at all. That nothing is working in Nigeria. Electricity is not working. Water is not working. We're not getting potable water. Roads, they're all bad. Government, they don't answer questions. We've just been talking about poor supply of fuel at petrol stations today. People are still queuing.
You want a loan to start a business?
You can't
dead in the water.
It's 25%.
Were you in Nigeria in 1998, 1997? Mm-hmm. Were you in Nigeria?
Let me answer your question. In 1998-95, Nigeria was earning about $25 per barrel. Since 2002 to date, price of oil has never gone below $70. Nigeria is generating 4,000 megawatts. South Africa is generating 40,000 megawatts. China is generating 1,400,000,000 megawatts. United States, remember this country started, Brazil is generating over 300,000 megawatts. I don't know if these figures, let me tell you, Mr. Ojo, I do nothing from morning till night, Monday through Sunday. All I do, I'm a scholar. That's no other thing I do. Looking at figures, looking at issues. So that's no other thing. So I've gotten to the level of economics to tell you that forget about those theories. Forget about what people tell you. When you are sick, you know you are sick. It's not because you painted your face to pretend you are not sick. Internally, you know you are sick. Or the way you stop deceiving yourself is to tell yourself, I'm sick. And you tell people I'm sick. And you find solutions to your problem. All this going around the issue, that's not the reason why I flew to come and attend this system. I have a program, I have a column I write every Wednesday in this day called Global Finance. It is a lot of pain on my side, but because of the love, so that I would let Nigerians know the facts that have been hidden from them. We must get it right. We cannot just say a country with our size, with our natural resources, we still be generating 3,000 or 4,000 megawatts. We cannot say that a country of our size, we have over 70% of Nigerians unemployed and suffering from malnutrition. It is an abomination. Our leaders must stand up. And I was listening to his program where he called them rulers, not leaders. But I won't blame them. We're all prisoners of all these things. We're all prisoners. I'm going to write a book to show why we're all prisoners. Do you understand me? But somebody has to stand up one day and say enough is enough. But I don't know when that person will stand
again,
up.
just like I did with Mr. Ojo, a little bit of digression back to what you said earlier.
Yes.
About the conspiracy theory.
Yes.
Would conspiracy theory stop the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria from doing the right thing for us to ensure that this issue of electricity is solved during his tenure? Would conspiracy theory stop the Ministry of Petroleum Resources from being able to arrest and bring to justice all of those who have stolen our subsidy money? Will conspiracy theory be
Yes.
the reason why we
Stop
cannot have
asking.
good
I
hospitals?
said yes. If you want, I write it in a newspaper. I write it comprehensively in a newspaper. Yes. Let me tell you why I said yes. I wrote an article in 2011 where I said that those rulers, maybe they don't know they are instrument of exploitation. That I use as a medium. Do you understand what I'm saying? You see, my brother, I think until we get to a certain point, we understand the complexity of the world. I might be made president of Nigeria with a lot of skeletons in my cupboard, making it difficult for me to make certain movements. If I make certain movements that are not favoring a group of foreign interests,
They will review your skeletons.
they will show me a red card. That next will be so. Some people all of us are imprisoned in a system, and the certain things we want to do, we may not be bold enough to do them. Do you understand what I'm saying? And because of the obstacles set, let me tell you, the president of Nigeria is on top of there. There are people below him. Those people below him might be used to sabotage the system. Ask yourself the question, why should Nigeria not refining oil? Refining of oil started in 1825. 1825, so it's not a big tech. The refining of oil started in 1825. We are not talking about 1925. Why are we not refining? To ensure that the oil we produce, which is the best oil in the world, which is low sulfur and the high yield, carbon emission is almost zero. It's not consumed by us, so that it's exported overseas. So we import high sulfur, bad fuel to Nigeria. We import that one. Why can't we be refining our oil? Because it gives you more mileage, it gives you more liters per a barrel. Why? Ask yourself why.
It points to all of what you're saying.
Ask yourself why.
Make someone like me to think that Nigeria will never grow because of conspiracy
No,
theory.
I'm not saying we will never grow. We must eventually one day have that leader who will stand up as Deng stood up, as Lula stood up. Lula stood up in 2003 when he became president. Between 2003 and 2010, when he left in December, he moved. In fact, the Brazilian economy was almost 500 times, grew by almost 500 times. Okay. Poverty has been reduced to almost zero. Power supply has become so high that it's no longer a problem. Road networks have been built, and all the companies, multinationals, in Brazil. So it requires a leader who is ready to even give his life.
Fantastic. You just brought us back full circle to the fact that it probably isn't just a case of conspiracy theory. It's down
with
to
us.
the leadership.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is
Down
our
to
leaders
us.
who have failed us in delivering what we need. Because if we have the right leadership, no matter what United States and America and Italy and the rest of the world, no matter what,
How can you have the? How do you have? Are you the person? Do you know how much it costs to elect a president? Do you know how much the logistics and the cost of electing a president? So if America sends $2 billion to invest in the president of a country, of let's say Nigeria, you as an individual will bring $2 billion to compete with that. I'm not trying to say America did it, but I'm just trying to. You see, it's interest driven. Nations go to nations for interest. When they came to colonize to enslave us, people couldn't believe that human beings could do that to human beings. When they come with colonialism, people could not believe it. Why should we not be realistic? If Nigerians want Nigeria to do, they will elect those people they know that we rule them very well. But if they continue electing people who are, before they make anything, they call Washington, you will never move forward.
Okay, well,
Okay, let's read some of the reactions from home.
That's good.
This one is from AGK, who has sent us this from Ogba, and he says, we've been allocating above 60% of our budget to payment of public servants and politicians. This part of the budget is always 100% implemented, while the remaining 40% or less is having problems hitting 45% implementation over the past 3 years. With all this in mind, I don't think we are any better in the ease of doing business, as infrastructures are seriously lacking, we have high interest rates, and the insecurity in the land is also high. This is from AGK,
and then
who has written in from Ogba.
Yes, we've got one from Dele Vincent, who says that never think that the Western nations are Father Christmas. They benefit maximally from our lack of development. Our destiny is in our hands. If Africa becomes fully industrialized and starts to optimize the use of its resources, where do you think the current industrialized nations will end up with the concomitant fall in the supply of those same resources to their own industries? That's from Dilly Vincent.
Wonderful. I thank him for the comment.
And then
On the same page with you.
On the same
Yes,
page.
and I thank this person for his comment, and I will comment on his comment.
Okay, let me just quickly take this because we have to wrap up this segment now. From Agbana, he says import of finished products into Nigeria must be done with cash-backed, confirmed letter of credit only. This will promote industrial development. The current system of allowing finished goods into Nigeria on bills for collection and unconfirmed ones say are killing our industries and manpower development. And the last one, Olasukomi Abayomi. Hello, moderator. I don't see any need talking about this because we know if the government fails to create an enabling and conducive environment for doing business, electricity, good road, access to financial resources for SMEs, reduction of corruption, improvement in ICT, etc., etc., are basic ingredients that allows the business thrive. If we fail to do this, we will continue to talk and achieve nothing. Our leaders must wake up. Olasukomi Abayami says, thank you very much for your contributions. So, shall we take final words from our guests so that we can wrap up the segment?
My final word is this. Let's one day tell ourselves we are too old enough to remain fools. Nobody, including yourself, can be spending your capital and hope to develop, to move forward. We must all make sacrifices. From those in the National Assembly who earn more than American president, should come down to earn the actual figure given our reality. Two, why this man made this fantastic comment that 70% is recurrent and even the 30% is not spent. You know why? I said it on NTA recently. The reason is because the country doesn't have the money, so the recurrent, the money is set back to next budget to be part of full recurrent, because we borrow to feed, to fatten our so-called civil servants who have turned into our civil masters. We must all make sacrifices. We must love this country more than we love any other country, and we must give up some luxuries so that the future generation of this country cannot be economic slaves. Thank you.
All right. Mr. Ojo.
Quickly, I don't believe in fly-by-night conspiracies or theories. I like looking at things in a pragmatic manner. I think what the report does for us is to evaluate where we are, where we want to be, and to avoid those pitfalls that we've fallen into in time past, and do things right by our people. We can do it, and I think we should do it. There's no magic wand. We must work hard.
There is no magic wand. We must wake up and we must work hard. And at the end of the day, it depends on the road that our rulers take us through. Note, rulers.
Yes, rulers.
I'll be calling them for today one rulers, not leaders.
We've been chatting with the financial analyst, Mr. Odilim Enwegbara, as well as the communication consultant, Mr. Adewole Ojo. Thank you very much for coming, gentlemen, and looking at this issue with us. Sunrise will return in just a moment with yet another interesting topic. Please stay with us.